Treasure in the Garden. A long time ago, in a small village, an old man lived with his 3 sons. One son was tall and skinny, another son was short and fat, and the third son was somewhere in between. The old man loved his sons very much, but there was one thing about them that he disliked. He disliked the fact that they were lazy. The man tried everything to encourage his sons to work hard. He told them they would be rich. He told them they would marry beautiful brides. He told them that they would be happy and proud in their old age. The lazy sons didn't listen because they weren't interested in work at all. The first son liked to talk, the second son liked to eat, and the third son liked to drink. However, each thought work was boring. Many years passed, and the lazy son still lived at home. The tall son was still skinny. The short son was even fatter. And the third son was now bald. The old man was very old, very sick, and too tired to work. His farm was falling into disrepair, and the vineyards were overgrown and neglected. One night, the old man called his sons into his room.
My sons, I am very old, very sick, and very tired. I will not live much longer. But there is something that I must tell you before I die. I have hidden something very special in the vineyard. Find it, and it is yours.
The old man passed away that night, and in the morning the sons talked. The first son asked,
"What do you think Father hid in the vineyard?"
"I don't know,"
the second son replied.
"but he must have put it there years ago, because he has been too old, too sick, and too tired to go into the vineyard for many years."
"I agree,"
said the first son.
"but what do you think it could be?"
The third son guessed.
It must be money, and a lot of it. This farm was rich once. If we find that money, we'll never have to work.
The sons set to work immediately. They cleared the overgrown vineyard of weeds, bushes, and plants. Then they began to dig, and each dug very quickly because each son wanted to be the one to find the treasure. Several years passed, but the sons did not find the treasure. The sons had changed. The first was tall and muscular. He was no longer skinny. The second son had lost a lot of weight, so he was no longer fat. The third son was still bald, but he no longer looked old because he was so healthy from hard work. Each son married a beautiful bride. There was also one other change. The farm was prosperous again, because the vineyards had been cleared and cared for by the brothers. The lazy sons were wealthy, but not from treasure. The wealth had come from their own hard work, and they all lived happily ever after.